subject right now. He went from the third floor to the second floor. Third to the second.
Over and over, it's become the iconic footage. Students running from a school with their hands up.
2 students were killed at the local high school, allegedly by a classmate with a gun.
Again, traumatized people in a small town sing and pray, attempting to come to grips with the senseless tragedy of a school shooting.
Police arrested a 14-year-old student at D. Russell Parks Junior High School in Fullerton.
Columbine, Sandy Hook, and now Parkland.
If you see something, say something.
I'm scared every day.
Gun control. It's a topic that is controversial throughout the entire nation. But our main focus is not on gun control. It's about safety in our schools. One side thinks the Second Amendment is not an unlimited right to own guns. The other side thinks gun control laws would prevent citizens from protecting themselves from foreign invaders.
It's a right to free speech. I mean, are we talking about prevention or not? Wait a second.
And here's what Sauhegan thinks.
We just need to change who we give the guns to, I believe, and how easy it is to obtain a gun at 18 years old, but you can't even get alcohol till you're 21. I just think that's silly.
I don't think guns are the problem. I think people are the main problem. Now, obviously, certain guns can cause more problems than others, but I'd say with ARs being allowed, that should be fine. Bump stocks should not, because that's what causes the shooter to be able to shoot really fast and stuff like that. So I think the gun control right now is pretty good, and it shouldn't be much harsher than it is.
Kids shouldn't be afraid to come to school. I feel like you should be safe and stuff, and you just feel like you should be protected there because you're going there every day, and it's kind of sickening.
Do you think that the walkouts that have been happening throughout the country are making a difference?
Yes, I think they are. I think some things, such as writing a letter to a legislator, could be more direct, but I think overall the walkouts show the general want for change within the student population.
I think it's a real issue, and I think gun control is really important. Because, guns are dangerous, and having them be so prevalent in school is really an issue.
Sauhegan had a pretty good walkout. I felt like it was effectively organized by Kaylee Berry especially. There were a lot of students who came out to show their support for the 17 victims, and I thought it was just a good show for the change this country needs.
Do you feel safe at Sauhegan?
Very.
Why is that?
I don't know, I feel like they do a good job here for safety. They do a lot of things, like a fire drill every month and a lockdown every once in a while. That's a lot of practices.
My best guess is that how students feel about their safety. I believe students feel pretty safe, probably more than in most schools. I don't know, it's a great question, but I assume they feel safe.
So, I feel like school shootings are really just getting out of control, and you always hear people saying how they saying thought it would be them, and I feel personally I feel very safe in this community, in this school, so saying and thinking, oh well, that will never happen to me, it'll I'll never be hurt, nothing will ever happen here, but then you just never know, because there are so many schools that have already had this happen to them. How productive do you think our safety precautions are at Sauhegan?
I think we've made some major strides from where we were when I first started here. As with any safety measures, there's some improvements to be made, but I think we've got some good things that are in place already.
How do you feel about the topic of school shootings going on in America today?
In America today, it's more about mental health than it is about the actual guns. So it's more political now, saying that people have to get rid of guns rather than help the people who are doing it.
I think the school shootings are definitely a problem that doesn't necessarily have to be as big as it is, given like regulations that could be in place, especially New Hampshire, which has no regulations. And I get why people say they want their Second Amendment right to be protected and everything, but really I feel like it's more important that people are able to like live their lives, not be killed as children, than for someone to be able to own a gun. Like, it's a life for ownership thing, and I feel like that's just not equal. So that argument is kind of like strange, very closed.
I'm actually really happy that we're finally talking about this a lot more now, because there have been so many school shootings over so many years, and it just kind of happens, and then we talk about it for a couple of days, and then we move on and there's another one, and the same cycle keeps happening. But I think it's great that now we're talking about it when it's been a month, right? It's been a month and we're still talking about it, so that's a good sign that we're not forgetting about these things.
I mean, school shooting is a serious problem that affects a lot of schools, and we have to be aware about it as our school, and just be prepared if it ever is to happen.
Well, school shootings obviously is a horrible thing, and I wouldn't want to imagine anything happening here at this great facility, Souhegan High School. You know, you heard about all the ones going around the world, and you just hope that none of that will ever happen to you and anyone that you know, because it's just an awful thing.
So, recently there's been a lot of obviously school shootings going on, and you see it all over social media, and it's just really horrible that people are seeing this and saying, I want to try this, and it's kind of it's spiraling out of control, and it's really upsetting. I'm not sure what to do about it.
From LA, Dallas, Boston, and New York City.
I want to be able to come to school and not be afraid.
My grandfather had a dream that his 4 little children will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream that enough is enough.
Not even old enough to vote, but that isn't stopping them. In fact, you get the sense they're just getting started.
We're a small town, and to see everybody stand behind this movement is incredible.
Young voices today, but most will be old enough to take part in the next election.
Do you ever think anything could happen at Souhegan with a gun?
I think everyone's trustworthy here, and we're all a community together, and I think we all love each other enough not to do something like that.